Now let's talk about violence in schools and other issues hounding the education sector with our guest tonight, Pasig City Congressman Roman Romulo. He is the chairman of the House Committee on Basic Education and Culture and co-chairs the Second Congressional Commission on Education, or EDCOM-2. Welcome back to The Big Story, Congressman Romulo.
Yes, good evening, Cess, and everyone watching and listening. Good evening po.
I recall our conversation when there was another tragedy in Leyte, and you said that there is actually a measure, a law that provides for guidance counselors to be
Yes.
assigned throughout the public school system. But your lament is that this wasn't being followed. What's the update, Congressman, on this?
Yes, after our talk, Cess, the DepEd now is processing about 10,000 items for school counselor associates. But of course, it will take some time. But I think it's a good first step. In the meantime, I think they are making use of experts or professionals, but hopefully they will be able to get the 10,000 items and hire the 10,000 because that has been approved already by the DBM and the Civil Service Commission.
Could you share with us your thoughts and insights on how matters like this should be handled by us in the media and also by those who are on social media?
Well, Cess, we talked about it before. It's a whole of community approach. So, nandiyan yung schools, government, media, and yung mga magulang. The parents are very important. The media, and we thank you for the statement of TV5. I think that is very welcome because at this point, notwithstanding the fact that we have a good manners and right conduct law already, we have a mental wellness law that is now going to be implemented. We have a lifelong learning development framework act that should be implemented. Uh, one other piece of that puzzle is really the social media regulation or ban and the gaming ban, and together with that, we that's media that has to also police
Right,
itself.
right.
While we don't have a law yet, I think media itself must police itself because, as you stated earlier, I think the DepEd was already saying that this is also susceptible to copycats. That is why we want to be responsible in the way we report and be able to show to the public with respect to very sensitive things like this, events like this.
Congressman, of course, the knee-jerk reaction is to strengthen the safety in schools, to inspect bags, but this could happen after the fact. The law on providing guidance counselors would be, I suppose, would be attacking the root causes or be able to address the root causes. But based on your studies, what are the other factors that may lead to such incidents like this one in Zamboanga?
In fact, yes, yesterday we had another hearing on the proposal for a social media ban and online gaming ban for our minors. And in the course of all these hearings, it comes out that the pioneer of this all was Australia. And during this hearings, it came out that Australia now they're starting to make some adjustments, and the reason for that is that there was some. They felt that it was not effective, and based on the study given to them, given to our experts, one reason why it was not effective was that one out of three parents were in fact allowing their children to use social media despite the ban. So that for me is very telling. we can talk about all the laws that we can pass. We can perfect the implementation, but really, uh, uh, the role of the parents is very important. And I think that is not only in our jurisdiction. That was shown by the study on why Australia had to reformulate its social media ban because it had 1 out of 3 parents, based on the study says, was saying that they were the ones who were in fact allowing their children to use social media. So parents are crucial. 1 out of 3, that's big.
Right.
So
So mga
they,
magulang pa lang kailangan ng edukasyon.
well, we have the Lifelong Learning Development Framework Act already. But again, we're not, it's difficult to blame anyone. We know that we have many Filipino parents who are solo parents or both are working. But again, that's our responsibility as parents. Kailangan tanungin natin talaga yung ating mga anak, kahit pagod na tayo. Kamusta yung araw? Ano yung natutunan nyo? Ano yung, kung nasa computer sila, ano yung pinapanood nyo, yung ginagawa ninyo? Kasi sa totoo, sis, we all know, based on several anecdotal stories told to us in committee meetings, ang idolo naman talaga nung children will always idolize their parents.
Right.
Yun naman talaga ang tinitingnan nila eh. Kung ano yung maririnig nila sa magulang, kung ano yung action na makikita nila sa magulang, yan talaga yung susundan nila eh. Yan talaga yung idol nila eh. So again, we know that many parents are doing their best. They're solo parents, both have to work, mom and dad. Pero we have that responsibility to our children. And that is really making sure that everything we do is to the best interest of our child.
Minsan kasi yung convenient na ang tagapag-alaga ng mga anak nila yung computer, yung telepono, nalilibang yung mga bata sa
Kung
sa
medyo maingay
gadgets.
minsan, di ba, talagang makikita mo, nabibigay talaga yung gadget para ma-appease yung bata eh.
Right.
But then, again, if we take a look at what they are watching, if we guide them properly, then baka walang problema. Di ba? Pero I know we are all, parents are very busy also. So again, we will do our part. I think the social media regulation ban game or online gaming
Won't
will
be
be a step
effective. Won't be effective unless there's parental supervision.
cooperation. Yes,
Right.
that's true, but it's a step forward. And then we really need the help of the parents, the families, and even beyond that, says, because marami tayo communities eh. They live nearby, makakadik yung bahay. So minsan paglabas ng bata, kaibigan na rin niya yung mga kapitbahay niya eh. So kahit tayo mga nakakatanda, pag lumalabas tayo, o kunyari nandun tayo sa jeep, minsan pag may nakita tayong bata, yung language natin dapat pangalagaan rin natin eh. Dapat aware tayo. Kasi minsan baka yung expression natin ay marinig nila, magaya nila. Again, talagang best interest of the child is always, should always be at the forefront of what we're doing.
Okay. Congressman, another topic in education that is critical is the frequent class suspensions and the loss of learning hours for the students. How can we address this?
Says, first, we already tried to adjust it before. If you recall,
Yes.
yung academic calendar, ginawa nating
Oo
summer.
nga, pabago-bago tayo, Congressman. Ano ba talaga? Paano?
Yes, but that did not work kasi masyado mainit. Marami ring times na nagka-cancel ang klase. So again, dalawa lang ang weather natin sa Pilipinas. Tagtuyot at tagulan. Rainy lang at summer. So now, nandito na tayo. Sabi mga sis, hindi pwedeng babago-bago. Nandito na tayo, back to the old academic calendar. The Department of Education has a new curriculum. Under this new curriculum, binawasan nila yung competencies, binawasan nila yung subjects, para nakafocus sa functional literacy.
Right.
Yung reading comprehension, mathematics, science, and GMRC. And because of that, ginawa pa nilang 3 semesters.
Right.
And by reducing the subjects and the competencies, ang sinabi sa amin ng DepEd, yung instructional time na binigay nila ngayon, under that, dapat may allowance pa yon for yung mga times na walang pasok. Kasi alam naman natin, either uulan talaga or masyado mainit. So again, let's give this a chance.
Okay.
But
Okay.
DepEd, I think, should also adjust and be more clear with the schools and the local officials dito sa pag-declare ng no classes at pag-resume. Hindi naman pwede, Ses, na yung kunyari, nakita naman natin yung Pag-asa now, medyo localized na sila eh. When they give us weather bulletins. Hindi naman siguro dapat yung buong probinsya. Hindi naman siguro yung buong syudad. Dapat mabigyan, DepEd should really go inform the local executives, the principals, superintendents. May call rin kayo dito. Kung sa locality ninyo, walang problema, then resume classes as soon as possible or don't suspend classes. Kasi iba talaga yung like today, di ba ang sabi ng Pag-asa, Metro Manila, merong orange, merong yellow. Iba eh. So doon pala makikita natin, medyo localized na. And again,
So more granular yung
more granular.
ang decision making.
Let's trust the principals and the local executives and the superintendents too. And again, says, we will go back to the parents. Ang parents naman pwede rin mag-decide whether or not sabihin ng school may pasok. Pag nakita nyo naman, medyo hindi kayong komportable, pwede nyo naman sabihin, huwag ka na muna pumasok. I mean, that is parental authority. At the end of the day, yun pa rin yung first Yun yung first gate Yung second gate are the schools. And then local officials.
Now, I'd like to go to, on a much broader outlook, Congressman. Nandiyan na yung NEP sa inyo, and I'm sure you're going to hold hearings already. Still, the education takes the biggest slice of the budget. But is it an improvement from the previous year? And where do you see some adjustments that need to be made?
Says it's lower than the previous year.
Lower.
Yes, but says, ito talaga yan that there are three big ticket items for education. Classroom building, nutritional food, and career progression of teachers. Yung salary ng teachers. Tatlo yan na talagang bilyon ang kailangan.
Opo.
Let's admit the fact na hindi naman tayo first world country. Hindi natin kakayanin na full force sa tatlong yan. So, if I were the government administration, I will focus on what I believe na malaki yung matutulong natin and may impact. Nutrition. I think that should be prioritized. Alam na, sinasabi na sa ating lahat, pag below 5 years old at stunted ang growth,
Right.
mahirap na, hindi na marirecover yan. So doon pa lang, let's put all our resources as much as we can sa nutrition. Second, alam natin yung teachers natin overworked. Nag-adjustments na tayo ngayon, pero still, ang hirap nito pag walang pasok, and then they have to adjust yung lesson plan. So, I think it's just right na siguraduhin natin yung career progression nila under the law ay masunod. And that means may support ang budget, and that will entail billions also.
Okay.
And siguro, the third will really be yung classrooms. Pero hindi natin kaya ses yung tatlo So again, nutrition ang pinaka-importante for me. And then human resources.
Okay. And then classrooms yung pangatlo. Baka naman we can get private sector support for classrooms, and also, masyadong mataas yung cost ng paggawa ng classroom kumpara sa pwede pa yung babaan, Congressman. Masyado yatang kasama na yan sa mga anomalya sa
In fact,
paggawa
sis,
ng infrastructure.
In fact, sis, I got to talk to Secretary Angara about a week ago. And I asked him, ano pa yung, what is his wish list? And ang sinabi niya sa akin, yung reform sa Adopt a School.
Okay.
So that private enterprises can help out government. Yun yung
Yes.
sinabi niya sa akin.
Congressman, magpagaling po kayo. Gusto ko
Yes.
pa kayong tanungin ng marami, kaya lang I can sympathize with your sore voice. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
your
sis.
valuable insights.
Yes.
And we
Thank you,
hope to
sis.
see you once again talking to
Yes.
us here on The Big Story. That was Congressman Roman Romulo.